What is going on, everybody? Welcome back into TTP Sports, and leave it to the Phillies to hopefully brighten the mood for some Philadelphia fans at the end of the day as they sweep the San Diego Padres. They win today 8-6. Taijuan Walker makes his debut, and I don't think his stat line really describes the entire story of his performance in today's game. You look at his stat line: 6 1/3 innings, 8 hits allowed, 6 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and he did allow 2 home runs on 90 pitches. He got into situations in that third inning, allowed the RBI double to Tatis, he allowed the home run to Cronenworth to allow the Padres to take the lead. And really, besides that, he made some nice defensive plays. I thought he had some very quick innings. His pitch count was very low going into that 7th inning. It was like in the high 70s, low 80s or something like that. And I feel like for any pitcher, regardless of their pitch count, and you were doing it all year with Spencer Turnbull and Christopher Sanchez even, where if they go deep into the ball game, regardless of their pitch count, they're going to have a quick leash when you get to that late part of the ball game, especially in a close game. And Rob Thompson elected not to get the bullpen up in time, and he didn't have a short leash for Taijuan Walker, and that kind of backfired because he allows a couple of base runners. They get the bullpen up too late, and then Taijuan Walker allows a 3-1 bomb. So I put the blame on Rob Thompson for that instance. I don't think that 7th inning describes the entire outing of Taijuan Walker. And yes, I've been harsh on Taijuan Walker, especially since they forced-fed him back into the rotation. I thought today was fine. I thought it wasn't anything spectacular, but it was fine for a first start. Like I said, I don't think the 7th inning described about the entire start. I thought he was very efficient. He was getting quick outs, and that's basically it from there. He put you in a position to win this ball game. And the offense did show up again, which is very good. Bryson Stott especially. 2 home runs, 2 two-run shots. I'll take that any day of the week from Mr. Bryson Stott, and those balls were carrying. Might I tell you, they were carrying. JT Realmuto also gets a nice 2-run shot in there. And then, you get some insurance runs later in the ballgame. Johan Rojas adds to that. And then, JT Realmuto also adds more insurance at the same time. So, hey. And Alec Bohm continues to get hits. Alec Bohm continues to get on base. He had 3 more hits in this ballgame. I think he also had an extra base hit in there. So, he continues to do some great things there at the plate. And overall, from your bullpen, especially in a close game, you go to Junior Marte in that 8th inning, and he gets the job done. Jeff Hoffman comes in relief for Taijuan Walker in the 7th. He gets his job done, and then Jose Alvarado was just dominant in that bottom of the 9th inning and managed to get the save there, and the Phillies win 8-6. And they get that sweep after the split in Cincinnati. So now your West Coast road trip will conclude this next series against the Los Angeles Angels, and we'll see what you can do there. That is another series that you should win, and we'll see what happens from there. So more Phillies after dark after this weekend. So, can't ask for anything more there. Like I said, hopefully it brightens the day for some Philadelphia fans. I don't think it will be, just because of how dreadful that Sixers collapse was in Game 4. But for me, I'll look more towards the Phillies. It's just my personal opinion at the end of the day. I hate thinking like that. I do, but that's where I'm at. So right now, you're 19-10 on the year. You're 9 games above 500. No one thought we would have been there at the beginning of the season, especially when you lose the first 2 series like you did against the Braves and the Reds. To be 19-10, you're doing some pretty good things here. There's some bumps in the road along the way, but this is probably one of your best starts in a very long time, and I could not be any happier than that. Still got to continue, though. You still don't get let off the hook. You got to continue this winning, just because the Braves keep winning, and it's going to be even more difficult to get to that first place spot in the NL East. So let's, keep this close. Let's keep this neck and neck. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rocking. Let's, give the Braves a little bit of a fight this time for the NL East. And let's see how it continues there. So basically, if you go through the entirety of this game, the Phillies did get a couple of base runners in that top of the first inning. Kyle Schwarber led off with a single. Alec Bohm doubled, but they weren't able to drive any of those runners home. Then you go into the top of the second inning. Nick Castellanos was actually huge in this game for certain reasons, so he gets the 1-out walk in the top of the second, and then Bryson Stott hits the home run, puts the Phillies up 2-0. Then you go to that bottom of the third inning. That's where Taijuan Walker allows the 2-out damage. He gets the first 2 outs, but then he walks Profar, and then Tatis gets the double, which scores Profar, and then Cronenworth on the first pitch goes deep to give the Padres the lead 3-2. Then you go to that fourth inning. Phillies respond with 2 outs. Nick Castellanos with a huge walk after being down 1-2 in the count, and then Bryson Stott down 0-2 in the count finds a way to hit the ball, and it goes over the wall in right field, puts the Phillies back on top, and then Taijuan Walker does his thing from there. A couple of 1, 2, 3 innings after that. Then you go to the top of the sixth. Alec Bohm with a leadoff single, and then JT Realmuto absolutely destroys the ball to left field, goes over the wall into the second deck, becomes a 6-3 Phillies lead, 2-run shot there. Nick Castellanos also had another walk in this inning. And then Bryson Stott got hit by a pitch, but sadly Johan Rojas grounded into a double play to end that threat. Top of the seventh inning, Kyle Schwarber leads off with a single. They change pitchers from the bullpen. In comes old Philly Ellie De Los Santos. And then Bryce Harper walks. Alec Bohm strikes out, but then you get 2 outs and 2 runners on for JT. He gets an RBI single, and a runner scores. Sadly, Bryce Harper did get thrown out after he overturned second base a little bit too much. Thankfully, Schwarber scored before the out was created there. It was just a little dumb baseball from Bryce Harper in that instance. Then you go bottom of the seventh. After getting the first out of the inning, Taijuan Walker, he walks Hong Sang Kim, and then an infield single happens, and then Campusano hits the 3-run shot to make it a 1-run game and make this game more interesting. That's when Rob Thompson took a little bit too long to get the bullpen up. Jeff Hoffman comes in, allows the double to Profar, but then he manages to get Tatis to fly out, and the same thing with Cronenworth gets him out as well. Top of the eighth, Phillies do respond. Brandon Marsh with a leadoff single. Castellanos grounds into a fielder's choice, and then Bryson Stott grounds into a fielder's choice, so we're back at the square one there. And then he steals second base, Bryson Stott, that is, during the Johan Rojas at bat. And then Johan Rojas puts bat on ball, good wood, drives it into the gap in right center, splits the outfielders, and it bounces over the wall for a ground rule double, scores Bryson Stott, and it becomes an 8-6 Phillies lead. They add a little bit of insurance there, so a fantastic hit there from Johan Rojas coming up in the clutch. Junior Marte comes into the bottom of the eighth. Manny Machado reaches in on an infield single. Should be called an error by Alec Bohm. And then he manages to get Bogarts to ground out, then Merrill to ground out, and then Kim to ground out. So 3 straight outs there. Easy job, easy done there from Junior Marte. Then bottom of the ninth inning, Jose Alvarado gets the 1-2-3 there before it got back to Fernando Tatis Jr., which is very good because I would have been very afraid if it got back to Tatis with the tying run at the plate, basically. So, yeah, looking at the lineup right here, Kyle Schwarber, he goes 2 for 5 in this game. Trey Turner gets another hit in the arsenal. He goes 1 for 5. Bryce Harper goes 0 for 4 with a walk. Alec Bohm, fantastic once again, 3 for 5 with a run scored. He is batting .365 so far with a .441 on base and a .615 slugging. Just keep doing your thing, Bomer. JT Realmuto was fantastic as well. 2 for 5 with a 2-run shot and an RBI single, so he had 3 RBIs on the day. Brandon Marsh was 1 for 4. Nick Castellanos, he was 0 for 1 with 2 runs scored. He had 3 walks in this game, and 2 of those walks led to the Bryson Stott 2-run shots. Both of those 2-run shots, actually. And the second one was huge because it was a 2-out walk, which led to the 2-run home run by Stott. So, Nick Castellanos providing some production down there, drawing some walks. 3 walks. Unheard of from Nick Castellanos. Bryson Stott, fantastic as always. 2 for 3 there with 4 RBIs, 2 2-run shots. And then Johan Rojas with the clutch hit, the clutch insurance run in that top of the 8th inning. Has an RBI on the day for him. Phillies go 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Left 6 runners on base. Besides Taijuan Walker's stats, Jeff Hoffman records the final 2 outs of the 7th, allows a hit, and then basically gets 2 flyouts there, 8 pitches for him. Junior Marte, 3 groundouts on 12 pitches, and then Jose Alvarado, 2 strikeouts, 1 lineout on 11 pitches. He gets the job done for the save. Good stuff here by the Phils. Good stuff here by the Phils. Definitely needed it after that Sixers loss. Definitely needed to see a Phillies win. And now they get that series sweep, and now they move on to the Angels for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And if we look at the pitching matchups here, it'll be Christopher Sanchez tomorrow, 9:30. So the first 2 games are at 9:30. It'll be Christopher Sanchez up against Griffin Canning. He is 1-3 with a 7.5 ERA. should be a game that you win. And then it will be Zack on Tuesday going up against Tyler Anderson. He's 2-3 with a 1.78 ERA, so he's been really good. And then Nola will be on Wednesday afternoon/evening against Patrick Sandoval, who is 1-4 with a 6.33 ERA. Phillies will be facing 2 lefties on the mound from the Angels. And then after this series, they'll have the day off before they play that 4-game weekend series with the San Francisco Giants. So yeah, it's a series that you should win. If we look at the Angels overall, their record is 10-17. They're on a 3-game losing streak. It is a team that you should win, and they are 3-8 in their home ballpark. So you should win this series. It is a demand, in my honest opinion. 19-10 on the season, won 4 straight games. You're a game and a half behind the Atlanta Braves. You have the same amount of wins, but the Braves have played 3 less games because I'm assuming some of their games got postponed and they got to be rescheduled. So that's why they have first place so far. The New York Mets, they've been, after they got off to that really hot stretch when both the Phillies, the Mets, and the Braves were winning. The Mets are now 14-13, 5.5 out of first place. Nationals, they're 13-14, and the Marlins, they are 6-23. The rest of the National League, the Cubs and the Brewers are both 17-10 respectively. The Reds, they're 15-13. The Pittsburgh Pirates, they're back below 500. They are 14-15 after their hot start. And the Cardinals, they are 13-15. The NL West, everyone besides the Dodgers is below 500. The Dodgers are 18-12. The Giants are 14-15. The Padres are 14-17. The Diamondbacks are 13-16. And the Rockies, they are 7-21. Looking at the American League East, Yankees are 19-10 in first place, Baltimore 17-10, Boston 15-13, Toronto 14-15, and Tampa Bay 13-16. I believe they just got swept by the White Sox, so not a good look there. Not a good look there. The AL Central, the Cleveland Guardians out of all teams, they're 19-9, the best record in baseball. That is very, 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 very shocking. The Kansas City Royals, they are 17-12. Detroit is 16-12. Minnesota is 13-13. And the White Sox are 6-22. AL West, Mariners are in first place at 15-13. Texas is 15-14. The Oakland Athletics is 12-17. Angels, like I said earlier, they're 10-17. And the Houston Astros, they're 9-19. I believe they just won 2 in a row because they were playing down in Mexico against the Colorado Rockies. But, yeah, that is definitely not a good record for the Houston Astros. Will they be able to bounce back from that and have a better regular season? I have no idea. Is the time finally ticking? The clock finally ticking for that Astros core? We'll see. We will definitely see at the end of that. But, yeah. Some great stuff here, boys. Some great stuff. Series sweep. And you move on. Can't ask for anything else more at the end of the day. So yeah, I think that'll do it for this one here. Really not that much else to talk about with this series. Offense was red hot. Your pitching was starting pitching, besides really Taijuan Walker. Even though I don't think he was terrible. I think he was fine, but he just, living up to what Nola and Ranger Suarez did in this series. Those two were electric. And like I said, your bats were dynamic as well, especially Alec Bohm. He has been on an absolute tear. I believe he's on a 12-game hitting streak, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, that just shows you how great he has been at the plate. I wonder if Alec Bohm will get considerations for Player of the Month with the way that he is batting right now. I definitely wonder, because what is he batting right now? Was it like 3-something, if I'm not mistaken? I just want to check this real quickly before we end this off. I just want to make sure. Alec Bohm, he is currently batting 365, and I want to see where that lines up with the rest of the league in terms of batting average. In the National League. All of them will be the National League, and not the American League. So Alec Bohm right now, he is 3rd in baseball in the National League in batting average, behind Will Smith and Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts has a 387 average, and Will Smith has a 367. Let's see what else here. Alec Bohm has a 1030 OPS, and Mookie Betts has an 1138 OPS. So Mookie Betts is off to a really hot start for the Dodgers. So yeah, just keep it rolling, Bomer. Keep it rolling. So like I said, that'll do it for tonight, everybody. I appreciate you tuning in whenever you decide to, so don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Does me a great deal of service. Also, use the code TTPSPORTS. $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Great deal. Do not pass it up. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I'll see you next time.